Hey everyone, it's Bari Norman from Expert Admissions. I'm talking application fatigue. It is so real and you are not alone. And I wanted to give a couple of tips to help you get past it. So many people are feeling this time of year right as we're making our way to a big deadline. You've been working on essays and applications for weeks, if not months. Certainly in the last days, you've been working on them pretty intensely, making sure everything is complete, making sure you proofread everything and that there's no errors or omissions, and it can be exhausting. It's exhausting just in these individual days, and it's certainly exhausting when you take the cumulative effects of working on all of this over time. And everybody is working on college applications on top of schoolwork, on top of extracurriculars, on top of life, and on top of everything else going on in the world. So it can be tiring, and we all know that we're not our best selves, not our best workers when we're exhausted. And so my first piece of advice is to step away from things if you can. You'll need to work this into your timeline, of course. If you leave things till the last minute, you're not going to have the luxury of being able to step back when you need to. But when you realize that, you're kind of bleary-eyed, or that you're just almost like kind of can't see the difference between draft 4 and 5, because you've looked at it so many times, or it seems like it's getting worse, not better. These are all signs that you need to step away, particularly when it comes to essays, which is where I think the exhaustion comes from more than anything. And if you can, sleep on it. Put it down, whether it's late at night and you go to bed and pick it up the next day, or whether you're working on it during the day and you just go about the rest of your day, go to sleep, and then pick it up the next morning. Whatever, but sleep on it. The other thing is if you can leave it 2 or 3 days, even better. But you'll see that it makes a world of difference when you can look at things with fresh eyes. This happened to me just last night. I've been working crazy, especially the last weeks and even more so the last days, helping get everybody ready, to get everything perfect to submit. And it's exhausting, and the human brain can only take so much. I've gotten very little sleep. I've had jam-packed days. I've read what feels like a million essays, and you got to read them really closely in these final proofreading stages. And my body had just had it. And last night I finished my appointments at 10 o'clock at night. And I just knew that I just could feel like it wasn't the normal exhausted. So I went through my inbox. I looked to see if anything needed to absolutely be taken care of last night. It would have been great to finish out my things and wake up with an empty inbox, but I left it. I went to bed early. I woke up this morning. I felt like a new person. I woke up a little earlier because I had gone to bed earlier, so I had some quiet time, and I knocked out all the things that were sitting in my inbox that I needed to get to. I did it so efficiently. I was giving really good advice and good comments, and I was able to read the essays, insightfully and give comments to go along with that. I would have never been able to do it that well last night, and I certainly wouldn't have been able to do it that efficiently. And I just felt better. I mean, it's just important. And so it happens to adults too, but you've got to listen to your body. You got to know your body also, and know when is it kind of like I'm tired, but I can push through this, and when is it like, I need to stop and step away. And for me last night, that was the night. But anyway, I'm back today, feeling great, getting my work done. I wanted to tell you just that this was super normal. Time is a really good buffer and can help you. But also, number 2 piece of advice, make sure you have somebody look over your work. Professional writers have editors. This should not be something that you work on your own and send off that nobody else has ever seen. Whether you've done 1 draft, 5 drafts, or 10 drafts of this, have somebody look over your work. Ideally, someone very familiar with the college admissions process, but anybody who can give you feedback, who can see, when we've written something and read it so many times, there can be like a little word missing, and you don't catch it. Just this morning, I was proofreading an essay of a student of mine, and I saw that it said B-E, instead of me. And it was something that I hadn't caught in the other drafts, because I too, had kind of I knew what it was supposed to say. My brain kind of skipped past it. But when I was reading it for this proofreading purpose, I caught it. But she didn't catch it. I hadn't caught it. And it had been, I think, on the 3rd draft at this point. So just make sure you have somebody read it. We also have in our office, not only do I proofread it, not only does the student proofread it, we actually have somebody else who's never seen the student's work before on our staff, who also proofreads it, because they have the freshest eyes. So in our office, things go through at the very least 3 proofreads, and one of those people has never seen the work at all. And we find that to be a crucial piece because, again, the fresh eyes are so important. But yeah, so make sure that you have time to step away if you need to, and that you allow yourself to do that. Make sure you have somebody look over your work and give you feedback, and also do a final proofread once it's in its final format. And whether it's the essays or your common application or another institutional application, have somebody look it over. There's oftentimes, little inconsistencies or little things that are, or typos. I even had yesterday a student, just an honest little typo, but misspelled their twin sibling's name. So even like the most basic things where you think, oh, I don't need somebody to look at this. We're moving fast and oftentimes don't catch little things. So remember, we're all in this together. We're almost there at the finish line. Hang in there. Good luck. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Good luck, everybody.